Bassem Youssef is the 47th president of the United States for 24 hours. What are you doing in that 24 hours?
Abolish APAC, abolish the Federal Reserve, and abolish the Electoral College.
Have you ever received any death threats?
Yeah, many. Since 2011. Yeah, it's.
How does it make you feel?
I don't think it's a big. I think the people who make a big deal out of it are people seeking for attention. If they were serious, they would have done it.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh my God.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome back to OneAyah. We are introducing a new series, 50 Questions with OneAyah. Amongst us, we have an amazing man. He touched many hearts. Very handsome man. He goes by the name Muhammad Rahim. Here with me, late Hikmat, and of course, we have Bassem Youssef here.
I'm very glad to be in the presence of this beauty.
We're very happy to have you, Bassem. And in all seriousness, he is a very, very well-known comedian, a huge advocate for people struggling around the world, and as well, surgeon.
Well, I'm glad that your audience know me, or else you're making all of these disclaimers to introduce me. He's very well known, but let me tell you more about him.
Yeah, it's the least you can do. And you really done it all. So give it up for Bassem Youssef.
Thank you.
Very, very happy to have you.
Imaginary clap behind the camera.
There you go. So, Bassem, how are you?
I'm good.
Alhamdulillah. We're very happy. Are you ready to get grilled?
Yes.
You okay with that?
Grill me.
100%.
Grill me about.
Let's do it.
That's 49 questions now. We got 49 left.
Okay.
How would you describe yourself in one sentence?
Someone who's in constant state of doubt.
Interesting.
I need more elaboration.
That's a 50. Like you needed 10. That was not I think you as a human, you are born in doubt. You doubt everything. You have questions about everything. You have a question about your existence, about your faith, about tomorrow, about if you're good enough, about what's gonna happen, about what happened, why didn't it happen, could you have avoided? We are enshrined and we are entrenched into asking these doubtful questions, and I think if you're not doubtful, you're either like the happiest person on earth or the most stupid person on earth.
Amazing. How do you want to be remembered?
I don't care. I say, I used to struggle with this question. How do I want people? I don't think I'm gonna even care. Just right. I think it's a kind of an ego and a kind of arrogance to think that we have that much of an effect on the people and we want to be remembered. Who the hell are you?
And we always
Yes. Like do you think Julius Caesar care about how people remember? Do you think it's like it doesn't matter, man?
unless they mark with their efforts or whatever things you do. That's pretty much it.
Well, Habibi.
Anyway.
Yeah, CD. Maybe the question is, I don't want to be remembered. Maybe it's better.
I don't know. Hopefully, you'll be remembered in this podcast.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
yeah. Until the next episode of the podcast, and then people, I'm old news. Everything is temporary.
Of course.
Everything is temporary. We're hooked up on so many things, and we shouldn't.
That's true. Name 5 people you look up to.
5 people I looked up to: my father, my mom, my brother, and my wife. And if there's a 5th one, it's going to be a combined between my kids.
Allah. Yeah, so we're not part of those 5 people?
No.
Oh, all right, man.
I hardly know you guys.
What are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful for existing, for health, for my family.
A conspiracy theory you wish was true.
A conspiracy theory I wish was true. Area 51. I wish there were aliens there.
Have you ever received any death threats?
Yeah, many. Since 2011. By email, by physical mail. Yeah, it's.
How does it make you feel?
I don't think it's a big. I think the people who make a big deal out of it are people seeking for attention. I've been having these death threats in 2011, all kind of threats. If they were serious, they would have done it. Yeah. And also people who threaten don't do anything.
Do you have any regrets? If so, what are they?
Oh, I have many regrets, but I don't dwell on them. I don't like to regret, because everything that happened to me, everything that I've done, got me in that point I'm here. And alhamdulillah, it's a good point to be at. I wish I would have had $1 billion,
Yes.
but maybe whatever things I regretted wouldn't have got me that. So I think it's yeah, regret is a useless emotion that takes away the joy of being alive.
What misconceptions do people have of you?
Misconception, many. Kharabi.
Give us top
Every depending on who you're talking to.
Let's say the media.
Yeah, which part of the media? I mean, the media is not one thing.
Let's say journalists.
Again,
Deeper.
which would like you have, yani, for example, if you're pro-military in Egypt, you'll think I'm a Muslim Brotherhood. If you're a Muslim Brotherhood, you think like I'm a military intelligence asset. If you are both and you're in Egypt, you think I'm some sort of a CIA operative. If you're in the United States and you're a Zionist, you think I'm an anti-Semite. It's never ending.
It can be skewed, basically.
Yeah, it's never ending. It's never ending. Yeah.
The most important thing you've learned in the past year.
The most important thing that I learned in the past year is to be content with what you have and not to give too much importance for people's opinions about you.
It's a very good one. We're going to clip that one.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think we get too much hooked about the devices in our hands. This is what we see. And social media is a cesspool of negativity. And it doesn't matter how many times it doesn't matter. I mean, social media is important, but there are parts of my life where I had like really huge attacks on social media, and you see the people in the streets. They're different. So you need to minimize this and maximize what you see in real life, because that's what you watch map now.
100%. Bassem Youssef is the 47th president of the United States for 24 hours. What are you doing in that 24 hours?
Abolish APAC, abolish the Federal Reserve, and abolish the Electoral College.
You okay with saying this on camera?
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that's not just me. Robert Massey, who's a very famous congressman, he said he want to abolish the Federal Reserve, and I think like abolishing lobbies that should be registered as foreign agents. I think it is something good. And also not just that, I would actually restructure the election laws in order to prevent dark money and corporation money from going in, because America is turning into an oligarchy.
So, if all of the world leaders were trapped in a room with you, what do you think, and they know about you, what would they say about you? What do you think they would say about you?
I don't think they care about like who I am, because they have all of the power in the world. I think the only thing is like just like shut that guy. I mean, we make him shut up. Yeah.
What is one thing politics has lost that you wish to bring back?
Integrity.
It's a good one.
Great.
To your knowledge, are world leaders free in decision making or influenced by deep state?
No, I mean I don't want to call it like, I mean, here's the thing. When you start saying deep state, people say, oh, it's a conspiracy. But think about it. Countries are run by governments, and governments are run by people, and people are easily bought. If you buy enough people, you have bought the government and you have bought the country. I mean, it is not really an example, for example, of the Congress. I mean, when you have like 80% or 90% that is supported by APAC or finance, and they basically do decisions and finances that is not good for the American voters, they're good for another country. This is a bribe.
Yes.
This is so. It's if you have enough money, you'll buy enough people, and you'll buy the government.
True. How would you change Western media?
I can't change what's here, but it's all about money. Again, it's all really about money. If you think about it, it's the corporation, the money. It's follow the money, Habibi. And the thing is, we're poor people want to change the world.
Yes.
We all do. But so, what role does religion play in your life?
Religion is a very personal relationship between me and myself and my God, and I this is one of the things that I avoid talking about, because it will always be polarizing. Whatever you say, if you say you're religious, or you say that you believe but you're not religious, or you're religious but you don't pray, but you pray but not 5 times, but you pray 5 times, but you don't, you'll always be someone who would one up you, and who would. And even if you say like I do everything, it's like, you do religion, but you do comedy and you dance and Never win.
Of course.
This is one of the things that humans, a religion and belief is something I think it's beautiful. And I think people made it into something that's horrible. And it's made in a way in order to advance their own ego. Although religion forbids you to have ego,
Yes.
forbids you to have arrogance. So they made it a way in order like, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. You might be more successful, you might be richer, but I'm better than you because I've got God on my side, which is interesting. Like people think that God is their private agent. It's very, very interesting.
That's true, and it's actually very common. Actually, as you said, that people will take it as
Yeah.
they're supposed to be humble, but instead they use it as leverage almost in a
Yeah.
way, right?
Yes, yeah. Because if you believe like God will put you like will take you to heaven and the rest we're gonna be hell, of course you're gonna be arrogant. I'm God's favorite, right? And it doesn't matter. It's like whether you're Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or a Buddhist. It's this whole idea of like I'm better than you because of what I believe, and God favors me over you because I am a better person.
Yes, and they judge you based off of every minuscule.
By the way, if you want to believe that, that's fine with you, but like keep it inwards.
Makes sense. Gotcha. On that note, we're gonna skip past a few questions. Some of them
Well,
were.
I mean, because you said you tend to stay away from it, but is there any time like you talk at a show?
No, like
or-
tell me what kind of like
Okay,
question you
so,
got?
yeah, there's one of them is what prophet story inspires you the most?
What prophet story inspires me the most? I think the most beautiful story that I think everybody loves is the story of Yusuf.
Yes. Oh,
I think that's the most common because it's like a whole, it's like 100 ayahs in 111 ayah surah, and it is just like it's like you're watching a movie.
Yes.
It's interesting. It's like the down and fall and the betrayal. It's
all encompassing. It has all the factors.
yeah. And I think it's a favorite for many people.
So is part of your advocacy calling people to Islam?
No, I don't think it should be a part of anybody's advocacy.
Okay. Why?
Because it's like I don't know. I mean,
You don't think they're directly linked at all? Maybe.
but think about it. Like I mean, God will find your way through you, and you will find your way through God. And I think the religion in general, all religions are infested by middlemen. And also, like when I think what you should advocate is to try to advocate for people to be better people, just good persons. Like kind, be kind. If you're kind, that's everything, right? If you're kind to other people, God doesn't care about how you reach him.
Sure.
Right? So I think religion is infested by a lot of middlemen, and I think they have spoiled all religions.
Very interesting point. That's true.
Mm.
But is it okay? So yeah.
They feel they feel upset. They didn't exactly.
This is it's an interesting perspective actually, because obviously we discussed.
Okay, I'll tell you. Let's say, for example, I advocate people to follow Islam,
Yes.
but me as a person, I'm not a good person. I'm
Then
doing
we'll follow
stuff-
your example. Yes.
Like you should. That's why when people, in my advocacy for Gaza, I'm advocating for people, right? It's like you're the voice of Islam. It's like no, that's
I know
wrong.
what you mean.
That's wrong.
You're advocating for a different.
I'm advocating for human rights that the West told us that this is how we should treat other humans, and I'm calling them on their hypocrisy, and I'm talking it as a human being, talking about other human beings. But once you get religion into it, that's a different layer. It's an extra layer. I don't think it's helpful.
Interesting. No, honestly, that's a very, very good league. What prominent Muslim celebrities have you worked with in the past or have done anything with? Anything?
I mean, Mahdi Hassan. I mean, Hadi, of course, I worked with Mahdi Hassan. I worked with, I mean, most of the people are in the Arab world. I worked with many actors and singers in the Arab world. So
Who's some of your
I worked with OneAyah, of course, and Rami Youssef.
Yes.
Lovely people. And Dave Chappelle. I mean, he's one of them. I didn't work with Dave Chappelle, but like I met him many times, and
amazing.
we shared the stage a few times.
And he's a Muslim as well. Yeah.
But again, he doesn't talk about
Doesn't talk about
He
it.
just like he mentioned it, but because again, Dave Chappelle is a perfect example. If he started to advocate about Islam, and then everything in his profanity, in his comedy, is like, oh, it's just Islam. You see, that's why he's a comedian.
Amazing.
He identifies as a comedian. Being a Muslim or a Christian, it is an addition to you, and it's only matters to you.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you combat jealousy?
Jealousy.
People, yeah.
Well, there is, who was it? Theodore Roosevelt, who said, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. You start comparing yourself to others. Now, jealousy is a form of comparison.
Yes.
Right? So why doesn't he have it, not me? Why he has it, not me? So if you do a lot of these kind of comparison, you end up being sad and miserable.
I like that. Where did you get this quote from?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to say Bassem Youssef?
No. So people can find it on the internet.
Being a public figure, have you ever felt that you received evil eye? So maybe a bit
I don't believe in the evil eye.
interesting.
I don't believe in the evil eye.
Um,
أسأل حاجة.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. I mean, let's elaborate.
please.
Yeah, and I'm sure that people, it's a Quran, whatever.
no.
I mean, evil eye, if the evil eye was true, wouldn't we be beating Israel right now? With all of us just look at Israel, the evil eye, they have all this fun and all
think
this
it's-
stuff,
I think-
right? Wouldn't this, the whole idea about the evil eye, and when God gave you a lot of His blessings,
Yes.
and you're grateful for Him, He gave you money and give you things, and then somebody like an evil guy comes in and gives you an evil eye. Does it make sense that God will take it away from you because a guy with an evil eye or evil energy decided that you shouldn't have it?
Right.
I mean, this is one of the things like I talk with my fellow Muslims.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Isn't that against the will of God? And it's like, oh, but if God will allow, why would God allow that? Why would God allow like a guy would take away all of what you worked for, all of the blessing that He gave you because He gave you that evil eye?
Makes sense. So only point of contention I would say is it depends on what your definition of evil eye is.
What's
I
your
think some
definition
people-
of
I think
evil eye?
some people take it as literally as you're describing, like, oh, I can look at somebody and something will happen to them.
Well, that's what people believe.
That's the issue.
Yeah, that's what people.
That's the issue.
So what's the definition of
the
evil eye for you?
I think the better explanation we learned from Islam is that it can affect you if you, let's say, are boastful and somebody feels jealousy towards you. You could see some sort of effect in your life, and it could also be
What if you're boastful and you're grateful in the same time? What if you're boastful because maybe you are the fastest man in the world and you boast about it? Maybe you're the best player in the world and you boast about and you work for it.
yes.
But then, why would it affect you? It would affect you if your ego gets ahead of you, and then you will do. But having an external person,
Yes.
having an evil eye for you, and I know and I will have a lot of trouble with this from people. But seriously, I mean, we think about it from a perspective of a true Muslim. How could God allow that to happen to
So it also has a direct link to like black magic as well. Let's say if somebody feels some type of way about you.
Do you also
The thing about Quran that it is a book of logic, right? Isn't that Iqra? Read, right? If you are going to treat the religion as a place of demons and magic and all that's not religion. That's Harry Potter.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like we could go on for like you want to.
No, I mean, does really God want us to believe in these metaphysical things in order to use it as an excuse to for our failures or our things? Because people know that الحسد يا سلام. طب we see that a lot like هذا what Georgina Ronaldo why
Yes.
what does she have like evil eye and she boasts.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people who boast in the world with their wealth and with their strength and nothing happens to them.
I agree. Like, so
Right?
It's also
But there's something I want to say.
there's a lot I want to say, but
It's a good conversation.
yeah, it is a really good
Conversation.
conversation.
I can give you like a very, very, very straightforward podcast and give you all the
No,
answers.
oh, I
But
love
let's
this.
let's have this. I mean, I think the evil eye affects the guy with the evil eye.
it affects the guy who's nervous. I mean,
Who's
do you think it just makes him deviant or
yeah, because it murks his soul. It makes his soul unclear
Yes.
and
well, he has some sort of hatred and
yeah,
he's
hatred.
trying to
That I think the evil eye hates affects the guy with the evil eye. That's my حاجة أصل we can have our differences. But
No, of course.
can you prove that the evil eye is?
I can
Can I prove that the evil eye doesn't do anything?
no
cannot.
We can talk on this table forever. I'm telling you what I think. We will not get it. We will not give me like an outrageous example.
Okay, let me try if you don't mind.
Okay.
The concept of magic exists. You believe in that, of course. Muslim, no? Okay. So why I say that is obviously it's mentioned in the Quran, right?
Yes, but
And it will step down.
also the Quran could be read in so many ways. all right? And it could,
Sure.
and the Quran, there's the same way that people read the Quran. A lot of people read the Quran as a scientific book. That is wrong.
Agreed. Yes.
That is wrong. And there will be people want to read the Quran as a prophecy book or as a magic book. That's not true.
Sure.
The Quran is a spiritual book that connects you to your God, and that's it. Makes you a better person. By getting the demons and the magic and the evil eye and you have turned it into something else. And I don't think this is how we should worship God.
Okay, so the interesting perspective I'll give you is that the Quran is mentioned clear in the ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let it be set down to ما يفرقون به بين المرء وزوجه, like to different, to cause jealousy and issues between the spouses, as a test for us, right?
ولا يضرهم إلا بإذن الله.
Say it again?
والله لن يضرهم إلا بإذن الله.
Yes,
I'm also paraphrasing. Yes. But here's the thing. يا جماعة, if we would have seen far more divorces. Like, I mean, what if now I want Mark Zuckerberg to be sad,
Yes.
and ruin his life, and I would do like magic to separate him from his wife.
No, of course.
Maybe I would go in and go all of the Israeli leaders and just like ruin their marital life. If this is, guys, think about it.
True.
Right?
I agree with you, but I fully.
The Quran religion is a religion of logic, not a religion of magic and paranormal.
Agreed. So I think it's just our perspective. That's where we're not clear. I think it's a matter of like, okay, what's your understanding? What's the description? And what is magic actually capable of doing?
I don't know.
I think it's much less than we all think as human beings, naturally.
So why is it making it? Why are we making a big deal?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed us.
It could have been mentioned because of this is what the people were trying to do at the time. All right, and maybe this is a way to tell. This is like an interpretation.
Yes.
Maybe tell the followers this is something.
Yes,
Don't do
I
it.
understand.
I don't know if magic exists or not. I don't believe in it. All right, but the thing is, if you believe in something, put it into scale.
Yes.
If magic exists, like let's say for example Morocco, our friends in Morocco, they have all of this about black flash. Why don't like the Moroccan magician get back Setta and Melilla, which is occupied by Spain?
Right. No, I
Right?
understand.
Why don't they be like they mobilize demons
Yes.
to invade Europe?
Don't you think it has a certain threshold? Like it can only be used to a certain extent. They don't have
Like
much
to what?
more-
Yani,
Let's say to cause somebody. For example, I have a personal story I mentioned before on the podcast actually, and it was, to sum it up quickly, it was basically a lady who was jealous of this imam. She wanted to be a second wife. Essentially, long story short, she did perform magic on the daughter, and she had a dream that, and this is obviously, as you know, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can communicate to us the only way through the dreams. She had a dream where she saw each hair knot tied in her house, which was, this is how sihr is performed, like magic is performed. And she was very sick, and once she found out, she was like much better.
I like these stories. There's like hundreds of these stories.
Agreed. Yeah.
And you cannot verify any of them. I come from Egypt, and in
Yeah,
Egypt
no,
there's
no,
a
of course.
lot of that.
Yes.
يا جماعة, you have to work the logic in that. All right? If this was true, we would have seen more paranormal activities around us in our faces that we cannot explain. Right?
No, that's a very good point, honestly. I agree with you.
Yeah. I can get you 10 people to tell you about like his daughter and the dream I got and the notes and thing and I found something and maybe.
I think the point of
This is the same tricks that what do you call it? The con men do when you go to them and
Yeah, of
and
course.
and,
Sleight of
and, the thing is
hand, yes.
and the thing is like when people don't know about psychosis, when people don't know about psychological disturbances, when people don't know about like things like that, people would make something out of nothing if they have not this enough information. People used to worship fire.
Yes.
People used to worship the sun for thousands of years. And then when people know this is a chemical reaction, this is a star, we stopped worshiping it. You worship, you are afraid, you are going to believe something if you don't have enough information, enough scientific information.
So do you think the Quran, because you've mentioned it multiple times, do you think it will help us strive in this world? As in not just to be closer to God, but actually strive for justice?
The Quran, the Bible, the Torah, these are all wisdom books. Right? If you are a believer, you believe this wisdom came from God. If you don't believe it, you see that this wisdom came from man. It's a good book. It's a wisdom book. It is all of religions are designed to make you a better person. Like, I mean, if you follow what the Quran, like, be just, be kind, be fair, be kind to others. This is just be kind, yeah, man. This is the whole thing about religion. This is the whole thing about humanity. So, I mean, look at the Scandinavian countries. They're mostly atheists, yes, but they have a society that respects the law, respect each other. They have all their problems, of course, but the thing is, religions is a secondary to your manners, not the opposite.
Sure. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Very true.
Just want to ask, so everything that's written in the Quran, you believe it's true, correct?
Yeah, I believe what I believe in is like that the things that are related to worshiping God and worshiping and being us as a Muslims. There are some many stories that came from like Al-Turath, and I think there's a lot of sheikhs actually say, look, we should actually read it with a different interpretation.
Yeah. Makes sense. No, fair enough.
So should we move on with our...
I think we move on to the question, but great conversation, honestly. We appreciate it. I'm happy you brought it up.
So an amazing memory as a comedian.
An amazing memory.
Yes.
Oh, every time I go on stage is an amazing memory. Every time I make people laugh, making people laugh is the best drug ever. It's like
Rewarding, did you find it?
very rewarding. I mean, people come to you and they leave happy. This is the best thing. This is the best. I mean, imagine if the doctor, how he feels about treating a patient. Imagine 5,000 people coming to you and all feel like in a better mood, and it's like you caused that, and it's beautiful, especially that you're on stage alone. There's no band, there's no thing. There's just you on the mic. It's the greatest feeling ever.
Actually, very interesting perspective. I like that. All right. Can we hear a joke? Anything. That you want to make people smile, make us smile. You're already making me smile, to be honest.
I'm gonna keep a straight face.
I don't know. It's like stand-up comedians are not like about jokes.
Yes.
It's about like performers and stories. But no joke for you.
No knock joke or anything like that? Why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh my God.
He's like, he knows we're not comedians for sure. I can tell.
Why did the chickens run away? Because like me, she had a midlife crisis.
So, how did your family feel when you traded a scalpel for a mic?
Oh, they don't care as long as the money is coming.
So you're saying you're making more money now than you're making
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for them. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, they're happy. Like, the thing is, well, my wife is the most supportive woman in the world. Yeah, she's very supportive. She never questioned or second-guessed anything. And she said, you're good. Deal with it.
So if you say surgeon to comedian, like, are you trying to send a message out to people saying it's all about passion, you can do what you want, not all about...
No, a lot of people it's like, oh, I had like this epiphany and I just like made it. I didn't make the switch overnight. My story is it's far less romantic. My story is like, basically, we had the revolution. I did a few YouTube videos. It blew up. And then as I was a doctor, I got my television deal. So my mom didn't want me to leave medicine right away. So I stayed in medicine for 2 years while doing the show. And it was funny because I was doing the show. I would go to do the rounds in the hospital and people would recognize me.
No.
And I say this in the joke and it's like, oh my God, he's the guy from there. Is he going to operate on me? Because it's like, I love this. Like, I don't know if you can cut my chest open. So I phased out from medicine. And when I renewed the second season, it became, I went to him and was like, I'm kind of like, fine. So I resigned. So it wasn't that kind of overnight switch. It happens over time.
Drastically.
You guys, just for the viewers, I want to just say something from the heart. Tani, one of the most genuine, real. I already loved you before I met you, but this small time we spent together, it made me love you more.
Thank you, Habibi. Free.
All right, switching gears a little bit. We're going more political.
Yeah.
Kamala and Trump.
Neither for me. Both of them, they had their loyalty to Israel and the APAC. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm sure that there's good points for both, but for me, the buck stops there. I don't think they represent me.
So what do you have to say for the people that blindly just vote?
I used to vote, and people tell me it doesn't matter, and I kind of came to that realization. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Maybe I'm right, but and maybe I'm wrong. But I can't get it myself to vote for any of them.
You've had any thoughts on Jill Stein? People talk good about her.
I don't know. Even the Green Party is all around the world and asking other people not to vote for her. So I don't know. I mean, why it's just, I know. The thing is, it's just, here's the thing. The whole system is so bad, and now we have to choose the worst. What is the best of the two horrible options, or three horrible options?
Okay, let's talk about Egyptian politics.
Current state.
No, I mean, I left Egypt 10 years ago. I'm now, I think of myself as an American citizen. I do all of my advocacy and all of my talk as from a position of an American citizen who doesn't want his taxpayers' money going somewhere else. I think whatever problems that happens in the Middle East is linked to the United States, is linked to their policy in the Middle East. So maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm stupid, but I think the way to improve the situation in the Middle East is by going through the United States. And I don't know if we are strong enough to do it. Maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe.
So, educate me. What are the ties with Egypt and Israel?
I know Israel and Egypt has been enemies for a long time now. They have a peace treaty since 1978. A lot of people criticize Egypt as not being tough and being supportive to Palestinians. It's a very sad situation. I think we as Arabs and as Muslims, especially Arabs, who have failed the Palestinian people, especially governments, and people have really not much to do to change it. And I try not. I try to contribute with the only thing I do, which is jokes and talks, and I talk about the American government, who I think is the source of all of the problems in the Middle East.
What was your main objective going on Piers Morgan? I know you get this a lot, probably.
I mean, I was asked to be on the show a few times. I didn't. I said no because I wasn't sure what to say, especially with the propaganda of October 7th. Then I saw Ben Shapiro's interview, and I was very, very, very angry. And I went on, and I just wanted to change the narrative a bit, talk about it, make people look at Palestinians as humans.
So, does Piers Morgan make you nervous?
No. Piers Morgan is a platform. Piers Morgan is good at what he does. There's a reason why he's been there for all of these years. I don't think of Piers Morgan in an emotional way. A lot of people say, oh, did he change your mind? What do you think of him? Like, I don't care. I care about being in his platform and using it to federate that. And I said that was very straight. I don't think it's good to just be too emotional while dealing with media people.
Yeah, very good. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is a bit of a heavy one. Answer it as you wish. You have 1 hour in a room with Benjamin Netanyahu. What are you doing with that?
I don't know, and I don't care. And these kind of questions are, I mean, with
No, that's right.
because what do I do? I'm gonna beat him, hit him. He's a despicable guy. What would you do if you're in a serial killer in a room?
Yes. Because there's no words that can convince you.
Yeah, you cannot. No, you don't. I don't even think I would even want to talk to him.
Much stuff, yeah.
So, for you being a very big advocate, as a layman, what advice can you give them if they want to make a difference in the world?
I think everybody, this is the one question that I cannot answer, because a lot of people ask me, what advice do you give to little kids? I said I can't, because everybody has their own input and their own circumstances. A kid who's 20 years old in a university somewhere in Canada or in America will have different outputs and inputs for him.
Well, they're not Bassem Youssef, so
No, but they will have a different path. Whatever I can give them, it might not apply to him. That's why the people who thought like, I did this in my life and this, and you should do this. You had circumstances that helped you. I had stuff that happened to me, or circumstances that I went through that could never be replicated to other people. I cannot tell you that I am where I am because of my intelligence or because I'm prepared, because I'm just lucky, very lucky. And when the opportunity came, I used it, and I was lucky that it turned out okay. But I'm in no position at all to give people advice.
Fair enough. What book had the most significant impact on your life?
1984.
1984.
You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, George Orwell. I mean, there's two books that I love, 1984 and Brave New World. Because both of them, they talk about what does authoritarian look like with 100% censorship and 100% freedom. In 1984, everything is controlled. That everything is online. In the Brave New World, everything is allowed.
Right. Okay.
And it is interesting how they reach the same point about mass control by absolute control and by 100% freedom. It is very, very interesting. And if you think about it, that's the Middle East and that's America.
In the West. Yeah.
You control people by giving them everything that they want and then allow the conversation to be just limited in a different way. But you give them all of these freedom and all of these illusion of choices and all of the stuff that distracts you from. I mean, look at what I give you the perfect example. Look what happened to the war in Gaza. First couple of months and now, the only thing that's still checked in are us because it matters to us. Average American. He heard the propaganda piece at the beginning, and that's what stayed with him. Because nobody will stay for 2, 3, 4 months. They have other stuff. They have all of the struggle that they have to make money, paycheck by paycheck. Netflix, UFC, NFL, NBA. It's everything. It's endless. So why would I care about? I mean, and if you said like, why would people care about Gaza? It's like, do you care about what happens today in Gabon?
We don't even know what's happening.
Exactly. So a lot of people, for those people, this is Gabon.
Very interesting.
Okay. Wow. So, Bassem, do you feel younger or older than your age?
Both. I want to feel younger, but I'm getting older.
You look young, mashallah.
Yeah, ربنا يخليك.
Hey, you think he's in better shape than both of us, by the way.
Yeah. What's going on?
No, I'm not in a better shape. I can kick your ass both, but I'm not in a better shape.
We maybe off camera, not on camera. But let's. All right. What is a lie you tell yourself most often?
That everything's gonna be okay.
That's a good one. I can't hate on that. That's solid.
Everything's gonna be okay. So
That actually needs to be like, please, editor note. That needs to be written on the camera right there.
The big thing is a lie.
So what's the world gonna look like in 100 years?
I'm not gonna be there till 100 years. I have no idea, but I don't know, man.
Your prediction?
My prediction with the way it goes, we either die with a nuclear war or climate change.
Wow. Oh, okay.
And only people with enough resources will survive. I think we're heading into we're already seeing that.
Yeah, We're
We're already seeing the apocalyptic thing of like people behind high walls and protected countries or cities or neighborhoods and the rest they will have to deal with it.
3 ways you spend your time that you find is very useful.
Going to the gym, by spending time with my kids. I'm appreciating that more and more, and just sitting at home.
Really? Well, I mean, you probably have a very like busy life, so those small moments.
Yeah. Spending for me when I go back to Los Angeles, that's my vacation, because I travel all the time. So my home is my vacation, and I cherish it.
So does comedy have the power to make a real political change?
No, you know what they say about prayers? Prayer don't change things. Prayer change people, and people change things. You hope that comedy will make more people engage in talking, and then it's up to them to change.
Interesting. All right, final one before our break. Do you think the Earth is flat or round?
It's a globe. I wish it was flat, but it's not.
Interesting. Okay, so
Why do you wish it was flat?
Because it will be interesting to see what's behind the walls. in Antarctica.
If you guys made it this far into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll be right back. Assalamu alaikum, guys. I have hair oil and beard oil. I want to give a huge shout out to Safari Naturals for sponsoring this video. Guys, this has only natural ingredients, and I mean it, such as olive oil, castor oil, black seed oil, eucalyptus oil, rosemary oil, almond oil, and mustard oil, and not a single chemical ingredient, which will help your beard and hair growth. You will not find oil like this on the market. Make sure you guys go to the YouTube description below and buy your oils today. So, Bassem, have you ever Google searched yourself?
No, I a long time ago, but now I don't Google search. I just like go to Twitter and search my name.
Do you pay attention more to the negative or positive?
I used to. This is something I've been working on big. I've been exposed to a lot of attacks continuously for 15 years, nonstop. And as a human being, you get it, and like, and I'm sure that you get that. You see 100 good comments, and then that one bad comment stands out. I'm just like, and I'm kind of late to the game, but I'm kind of just not making this affect me, or actually, I think I've improved this week. I have like I've paid less attention to social media.
Amazing, good for you. And it's not easy. And when you're comparing us, we definitely don't get the similar.
No, but it's as humans. It doesn't matter if you have 100 comments or 1,000 comments or 1,000,000 comments.
Okay, yeah.
We're humans.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so we're gonna hit you with some popular Google searches. These are not our questions. This is what the internet and people are wondering and buzzing to know about. These are the most popular ones. And they might sound brain dead, but let's do it. So no. First one is, why is Bassem Youssef banned from X?
Ah, yes. Do you want the real answer or what people say?
The real answer.
Oh, the real answer? No, it was not banned from X, and I talked about that, and I have like a pinned account, and I said I had a lot. My accounts were hacked. I had a reason to believe that there was certain threats on me and my loved ones, and I had to kind of step back. I deactivated the account myself, and I came back after 10 days.
Oh, okay.
Why is Bassem Youssef known as the Jon Stewart of the Arab world?
Because I was on his show, and he came on my show, and he talked about me in his show, so people make the correlation.
Yes, automatically linked that.
Oh,
All right. Why is Bassem Youssef famous?
I'm famous because I had Barnamij in Egypt. That's like a very like, straight up Google search. I had a political satire show in Egypt in 2011 till 2014 until it was canceled.
There's supposed to be a part where you bragging about yourself. I said you're being humble.
Where's Bassem Youssef now?
Los Angeles.
Oh, not OneAyah.
Huh?
You're not here with us right now?
Oh, now?
No.
Now. I'm here with you.
Yeah, happy to be here or no?
I'm happy to be.
That's amazing. Well, that made my day. خلاص.
والله العظيم والله.
الله يخليك. Where is Bassem Youssef based currently? You already answered this.
Yeah, I'm based in Los Angeles. Yes.
Is Bassem Youssef married? What you've already mentioned.
I'm married, Hala Diab, half Palestinian, half Egyptian. 2 kids, Adam and Nadia, 7 and 12.
May Allah bless them, preserve them. Happily married?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Tell me one advice you'd tell your 2 children.
Be kind. That's
all that.
I am, yeah.
Amazing. Is Bassem Youssef tall?
Tall? No, I'm 178, which is 5'9".
You're not short.
Okay. What is Bassem Youssef's favorite color? Let me guess. Blue.
Oh,
I got it. Clip it.
Wow, that's meant to be, yeah?
It's not because of the eyes, right?
It is.
Oh, wow. All right. I want to ask you a question. I don't know if this is appropriate.
Yeah.
How many women do you woo with the eyes?
Huh?
Be honest. Yeah.
How many what?
How many women
woo,
do you...
you just see the eyes and they're just
How can you keep track of that?
That's a good question.
Just here in Canada. Just
Keep track of that.
So, okay, at least
But like in the last 15 minutes, 21.
Why? And I think it's definitely millions. We can agree on that. No?
Yeah, I only have eyes to my wife.
Amazing. Mashallah. That's he's not trying to get canceled. Yeah.
So if girls want me, can I just say I know you personally?
Yeah, you can use me, yes.
Okay, perfect.
We can have a selfie at the end. It's like I know Bassem.
Yeah. Tell us. All right. What is Bassem Youssef's favorite place on earth?
Home.
Okay, interesting. No specific country, no place you visit.
Right now, where I'm, Los Angeles is home. My house and my friend, yeah.
What is Bassem Youssef's favorite food?
كتير. ورق عنب, which is grape leaves. شوربة عدس, lentil soup, but the Egyptian way. Yeah, these are 2 of my favorite.
Don't tell me cow's feet. Kuare.
What?
The cow's feet, like kuare.
No.
No, he's try.
No. I also like the Impossible Burger. I like the vegan burger.
That's from Burger King, right? Is it?
Yeah. No, we know Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger.
Oh, just in general, yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Come on, bro.
Wrong kind too. Manish, forgive me, yes. And French, we don't.
Yani, we know. We stay away.
Free boycott, we support it. No,
Boycott what?
no, because I said Burger King. That's why.
Burger King. Okay.
And people take it the wrong way.
No, I'm mostly plant-based, not vegan. Mostly plant-based. I try to eat plants.
Is this something recent or is this like a bit?
11 years.
Oh, mashallah. How do you find it, actually?
Easy and better for your stomach, better for your health, better for inflammation.
You don't eat seafood either at all?
Very rarely.
Interesting. Well, I have the complete opposite opinion of you. We do carnivore.
To everyone is on when you're 40 and you start complaining of health issues.
I know, yes, most likely. And I trust you, and you, mashallah, have the background. All right. Well, Bassem, we don't want to keep you too long. It was absolute pleasure. We can't thank you enough for your time. And yani, we hope OneAyah viewers have benefited. Is there any last regards you want to say to our viewers?
I will tell the viewers the same thing I tell to my kids: be kind.
Yes.
I love it. I
How
love
many likes do we want to get on this YouTube video?
A million like.
A million likes? What will happen if we get a million likes?
it.
I don't know. You're gonna pay me a lot. You're gonna pay more money.
To have royalty, we cannot end the episode without a huge shout out to Penny Appeal Canada. They made all of this possible. They're a local charity here based in the UK. They do relief work across the world. Bassem has an event with them actually tonight. So please, guys, be sure to support them. Check their link in the bio, support their website, and donate whatever you can. Everything goes a long way.
Yes, for the camera's record, you're going to be here for part 2, inshallah.
Inshallah.
I'm Muhab from OneAyah.
This has been Late Hikmat from OneAyah.
I'm Bassem Youssef with OneAyah.
Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.